Welcome to the Heavyweight Podcast.
The message behind saying the title The Heavyweight Podcast is to be able to say that we can weigh in on some heavy shit. You know, what we're talking about is important from every aspect of it. It's a heavy weight. It's not just about physical weight, but the weight of things that can weigh our minds. So I think it's dope that we can have this conversation.
You said you were smoking weed?
Wings. Smoking wings.
Oh, I was gonna say gang banging.
Yeah, that's where I stopped because we can't talk about Smokey.
Oh, that's right. And I said, damn, Smokey raping the bitches too?
No, he not.
And it was recent. That's
Yes.
the shitty part is it was recent.
Smokey
They said that
old
shit
ass
was,
ain't never had to take no pussy from nobody. Bitches
maybe in 2024.
He said they said the house
bitches-
staff.
Yeah, the house staff. They said he was in
bitches
there.
gonna give Smokey some pussy every time Smokey asks for some pussy. Now
I don't
listen,
know.
now, I usually don't
Nothing Guatemala.
Gang banging.
They said he was in there telling them, "You won't get your freedom." You
Do
know,
he
you
got-
like, God damn.
All you
he
gotta do
got
is trip
dementia. He old.
That's gonna be his out.
He might got. he
I
might
don't.
got
I don't
dementia.
remember.
He might
Yeah.
got dementia.
Make
Years
them
old.
trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make them trip and let them break a hip.
Oh, Smokey.
Oh, Smoke breaking him. He did put that Gasms, that last album.
That little album.
Still
yeah.
talking about fucking.
Yeah, but with his wife.
Nah, he was talking about the staff.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Des the Diva, back with episode 197 of the Heavyweight Podcast. I am back this week with these amazing gentlemen. Introduce yourselves.
It's your boy Moelethal.
She said amazing, so y'all go ahead.
Shush.
Y'all go ahead. I'm being modest. I'm Kevin Ellis, Wendell Ellis Jr.
And I'm a hell of a time, the guy they call McFly.
Okay, hell of a time. I like that. I like that.
You put that shit on a shirt.
Okay, hell yeah. The whole sentence. Hell of a guy. The guy they call me class.
I'm about to write this shit on the soft for a hell of a time. Follow. At something.
The whole hoot nanny.
We're back with episode 197. These questions were cultivated by you guys, the fans. These are the questions that I took from the internet that you guys all sent in. So we're going to go with those today.
Oh, you ain't got the jar today?
I don't have the jar today, guys. I'm sorry. I will have the jar next
Don't-
time because no, the
be sorry.
people like the jar, nigga. I was actually told the jar was kind of cool. People liked it because they didn't know what order I was going to ask the questions in. So people kind of like the
They
jar.
don't know if you read out the
So
phone
next
either.
thing, I'm going.
We don't have the jar today, but she has a jar app on her phone, and it's going to randomly select the question.
Next time she should bring her backpack and then pull them out
Listen,
of the
don't
backpack.
do
Listen,
that. Like,
listen.
what?
We can do a whole episode and I could just display what's in the backpack so I could get people ready.
Do we have?
Hey,
Hey,
I'm
Pride
all
Month
for
is
it.
coming. So
I'm all for it.
yeah.
Might be sick that
I might help spice up your life. I don't
Under
fucking
what-
know.
I don't want that spice. I don't want that spice.
Can't you see? Can't you
I'm gonna just
see?
go with this first question because it was actually directed towards me, and I was also asked this by Moelethal today in so many words, and I've been asked this a million times. But I was asked what my skincare regimen was.
I didn't say that shit at all.
He did. He was like,
Hey,
"Girl, what
hey.
kind of moisturizer did you
Hey.
use today?" I was like, "Listen, Moelethal."
Time out.
You
Did
can
she
try.
start with a question directed only at her?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the next question is directed only at y'all. I don't know the damn answer to the next damn question.
I guess this is Dez's podcast.
I like it. So what's you gonna
Right
answer
now,
the question?
I'm using the Good Molecules collection. It changes per season, so that's the answer.
What's that? Because never mind.
I can tell you the Good Molecules collection. It's that's the name of the brand.
Okay.
But I
Is
use,
it black on?
Probably not, but I do use
Yeah.
butter. I use butter skin in the winter, and that one is actually black on because it's
Butter skin
butter skin.
Butter.
with an A?
Skin by yeah.
Is it with a T or a two
butter
T's or a
butter
D?
by Dorian? Yeah, it's with A. It's two
T's, not
TTA.
butter.
It's like saying stutter with
Yeah.
butter.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm just making sure.
I like that
Period.
shit.
Period.
I like that.
There was butter love, and that was 2 D's, right?
You got this love that I
But yes, I
want.
switch it up depending on the season. So
Okay,
that's
okay.
what that is. I will
Oh,
post
you
my
switched it up like you switched that backpack up.
Because my mind was in the gutter when you said molecules, and I was like, that sounds like semen.
Oh. Oh.
They say it makes you glow.
Because if my man Okay, so listen. I will post my skincare regimen for the ladies that want to know. The next question, and I guess I could answer this, but I think this person wanted to hear mainly from the three of you. They want to know, what do you think the importance of having a Black father in the home is? Somebody.
Black father, I feel like in the home period, a father is important, like just in general. In the community of Black, it's more needs to be more prevalent just because we've been taken out by so many different other factors than ourselves. So it's harder to have that dynamic in that home when you have enough outside forces fighting against you anyway. So the importance is even more than normal, if you want.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's extremely important. I don't know what else to say. Like, the dad in the home kind of is the balance that's missing in a lot of homes right now, just in general.
I agree. Moelethal?
Having a father in the home is important for both, regardless whether you have boys or girls. For if you have daughters, having a father around, it teaches them. Well, if you have a good father around, I can say it teaches them what to look for in a partner and makes them feel protected. I mean, studies have shown that little girls who are raised with their father in life do seem to be more confident, and they feel safer. They feel safe at home. For little boys, it having your dad around teaches you how to regulate and deal with it and process your emotions. To understand that, as a man, this life is unforgiving, and they don't care what you're going through. You gotta. I mean, I tell my daughter this every day. I said, you wake up every day with responsibilities, whether you want them or not, and you have to put those responsibilities above your wants, because you have to understand, especially as a man, that life is not going to always be about you. But you have to understand that when being a man, being a father, being a husband, whatever the case may be, you're gonna oftentimes you're gonna put those you love before you. So that's something that little boys need to be taught, that as a man, your word matters. You have to live up to your word, and you have to take care of your responsibilities, because your actions are who you are.
I dig that.
For me, growing up, it was just me and my dad, so I saw how extremely beneficial and important it was for me to grow up with my father. And then, for the bigger picture of it, was that I saw a lot of my childhood friends grow up without their fathers, so I saw the significance in my childhood with my dad around, and the childhood of my friends around. And sometimes it was, you would get a little bit of resentment or bitterness from other people because of it. So when I look at it in this the side of it, it's extremely important. It's even more specifically for Black men, and Black children growing up, is that we need to have a better representation of us being in the home, because, like Kevin pointed out, there is a big factor at play where we're not necessarily have the advantage of just being able to be home or be in the home. So yeah, it's extremely important for us as a Black people to have that image of us being Black fathers at home. And even as just fathers in general, it is extremely important for us to be present. And I think everything else has already been said.
Yeah.
I just want to. I think the father in the home too. It's going to sound odd, but I think it makes it a little less aggressive of a way to raising. Like, say you have a boys. Like, it's better to have the man in that, because with women, at some point those boys are going to become men. So she's going to have to be more aggressive in order to get him to have that fear or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like they're missing out on the soft side of what they're supposed to have. You're supposed to have a balance. You're supposed to have that. Okay, I have that. So it's like having just one in the house kind of messes it like up in that regard. But having the father, like you said, you get. It's like your dad doesn't have to be as aggressive as a woman would have to be.
Mhm.
Yes.
You get what I mean? Like, it's like I don't have to, like, I know you already know what's what. Like with a mom, it's
But I felt like both sides is needed.
no, yeah.
No,
You
yeah,
know,
I 100%
You know what I'm saying?
agree.
Because you get the nourishment from your mom. You get the direction from your dad.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
And it's not that they don't both love you. They just both love you differently.
definitely.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Essentially, I think having a black father in the home is good for the entire family unit because that's exactly where my mind went. The woman does get to be in her feminine role, in her nurturing role as a mom when the dad is there. So I think it's good for the entire family unit. I know I didn't grow up with the dad in the home, and I felt like until recently when I started to go on my healing journey that I had a hole in my heart. Like I felt like there was a piece of me missing without having my dad in the home. So I think had he been there, I probably, and I've said this on past podcasts, that I probably wouldn't have chosen the partners that I chose. I'm sure I wouldn't have chosen the partners that I chose because in hindsight, looking back, I think I was either choosing partners that needed me and wouldn't leave, or I was choosing partners that mimicked him in some way. So I think the quality of the dad also plays a part, because in that state that he's in as a father, and Lord, I know I talk about him, and I probably sound like a bad daughter, and I don't mean no harm, but him in that version of him in the home with me would not have sufficed for as the same as a good father in the home, because he was in the home with two of my siblings, and I do see how they although I think they're both great humans, both of my siblings are amazing, but they had to grow to be that way on their own. So it's not only just the father per se, it's also the quality of the dad.
I think I approach it as like, as a father, no matter whether I'm good or bad, I'm an example. I'm either going to be the example of what she's going to look for or the example of what she's going to run from.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I try to be the example, show her what to look for and not what to run from.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. You guys
Yeah.
good? You have anything else, Andy?
Oh,
Okay. So the next question.
That's his name is For a Good Time.
McFly.
McFly.
She's telling my government to these people.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm calling you that today, because even in conversation when you're not there, I still don't call you that. So, my bad. Won't happen again. The next question is, how do men want women to be in their feminine era, and a lot of niggas are in their feminine era?
I can't answer this question.
I don't know how to answer that.
What do you mean? How do you?
It's not the three of y'all, but there's lots of men that are very much in their feminine era. They very much.
What are they doing to make them in a feminine?
Yeah.
They want you. They want you. They damn near want you to send them flowers. Shit, they want you to treat them delicately. And I think, that you don't think these niggas is feminine out here?
I don't know all these niggas.
I don't know these niggas. Is there a Bruna Mars singing this to them?
I had my my whole little in touch with my femininity.
And you know what? Yes, in your femininity, but I think that I think what she's asking, because I know her, but I think what she's asking is, like, men have shied away. Some men, not all. Let me not put y'all all in the same box, because y'all all not in the same box. But some men have shied away from being that masculine man for women to be able to thrive in their feminine energy, because they are in their feminine energy. You damn near need to open the door for these niggas. They damn near want you to send them flowers. They don't, in outside of a joking way, a lot of times, and this is just, maybe it's just me projecting what I go through, but I know this woman who asked the question, but a lot of times, like, women are left to figure out the things that normally men would come in and figure out?
I think that is the
It's tough.
I think that's their direct
tough.
response of these trigger words that were created online, like toxic masculinity,
Yeah, I mean, if
feminism.
Yeah, it's tough because
It's like you.
No. These niggas is out here soft.
Okay.
I'll kill
But
a
here-
spider
again-
for you.
then again,
No, not kill a spider, nigga.
But what I'm saying is that
Shit.
there was a time, and it's still a little bit today, where masculine was considered to be toxic. When a man would not necessarily, I don't want to say assert himself, would be direct in his words and his actions, and stand his ground. It was not taken. It wasn't taken correctly. Like women would be offended if he came on too strong, or if he felt too a certain way, or if he made hard lines and stuff like that. Right? There was pushback there. So I feel like a lot of men just kind of ease back, because I do feel like there was. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this like what we did. I'm saying I do feel like there's men out there that kind of like, okay, well, they adapted to what the times were from what they were hearing on. Because people hear shit online and they roll with it, and they dictate their personality, how they move based off that.
That's the era.
I think it's.
I actually fuck with
It
that.
could be that too, but I feel like part of it, and it's fucked up because like it's a lot of still learning each other because everything's not that long ago. Even like just women's rights, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So then you, like you said, you
That's
have
where
men
we
that were
fucked up.
being masculine and all this stuff.
We
and
fucked
then,
up where?
But I think a lot of men fucked it up.
And where did you think they fucked it up at? That's the same
By
place as
being
Maurice?
overly aggressive. Because you get all of this stuff out of, that's where toxic masculinity comes from. Like you get this Me Too shit like isn't all fake. So all that shit just went unchecked. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then it's like now that it's in check, it's like the overcorrection happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like an overcorrection.
Ah.
So it's
Okay.
I still think we're in a weird space to where it's like trying to figure that out.
That's a good ass
Because
answer.
it's like
I think part of the problem
it's how do they say nuanced?
Yeah.
Like it's
I think part of the problem, men were trying to be masculine in spaces they didn't need to be. Because a lot of times a lot of men think they're masculine and they're not. They think because if they talk loud, they puff their chest out, that makes them masculine. That's not. Because a lot of times you can tell who the real y'all want to go this whole alphabetic, then you can tell who the real alpha is, because alpha ain't saying much.
But
alpha don't, whether it don't matter what it could be in a marriage, in a friendship, in a family setting. The alpha don't have to move a lot to get you to move the way you need to move, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like actually it's funny because my wife actually said this to me yesterday. She came across a video and it's like, then the one was pretty much saying like, women want, like, she's basically saying, I want my husband to leave, but he doesn't have to be so direct, right? And my response to that was like, see, and that's the problem, like, because we can say something. A lot of times when I say something, I'm not gonna speak for me, I'm talking to me. A lot of times when I say something, I say it directly. McFly will vouch, because I don't sugarcoat shit. I say it directly, and when I'm saying it, I'm not saying it to hurt your feelings. I'm just telling this is what I need from you, right? And a lot of times, as men, I need to understand this. I need to understand, and my wife needs to understand that I don't always take how you're going to receive it, or how your feelings will be affected by what I say, or how I say what I say. So that, to me, that's where the impasse is, right? So it's not that, I don't think that a lot of women are against being led. I think it's their issue is how the leadership is displayed.
Yes.
Right. So they don't want to be directed to do things. They want like I said, pretty much I said, so what you're telling me is that you want me to phrase things as a suggestion, so that you feel like you're making the decision, even though I'm telling you what to do. And I think that's where the issue was, because I think a lot of men think that masculinity is like, no, I'm the man, you do what I say.
Yes.
That's not masculinity. That's just you being a dictatorship. Because just because you're the man and you make the decisions doesn't always mean you make the right decisions, right? Because we're not going to talk about leadership, because leadership and masculinity is two different things.
Yes, it is.
Because you can be masculine and be a terrible leader.
Yes, you can.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I do think that, to go with Kevin said, like, I do think that it is over correction, and I do think that we got to a point where some men just fell back and said, I'm just not going to deal with it.
that's the problem, is the fight for that is gone, because it's like we shouldn't have a whole group of women that would rather be locked in with a bear than men.
But not the gorilla though.
Well,
I mean,
that's different.
don't
That's
look
for
at
men.
that. I also think it has a lot to do with talking to your partner and learning how they like to be led. Like, I come off aggressive because I've always
You're
had
a goddamn
to
crybaby.
I've always had to be aggressive, but for a masculine man and for a man who can be assertive when they speak, I melt. Or I chill.
Let me say this: when you texted me yesterday, I was like, sorry for being rude. I was like, Nick, I didn't even take it that way. Whatever.
Wait,
But you didn't. But you but
I was like, whatever.
I just like how you melt and chill.
I do. I do. I'm about to melt in place, nigga.
But I think that goes back to like, I'm gonna say for me, I'm so grounded in who I am that it takes a lot to move me off of who I am. Right? You really have to disrupt my spirit for me to really get to a point to where I can't control my emotions. And I know for me personally, there's only a few people that can do that. And the people that can do that, I know for a fact 9 times out of 10 will not do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that people have become so fickle, and they let social media, they let those that they deem to be close to them sway them so easily that they take these talking points and they take these videos and they take them to heart, and then they try to adapt that to their own personal behavior instead of just being who you are.
Yeah. There's not a lot of organicness going on for sure. McFly, what do you think?
I said I couldn't answer the question.
Well, you did say you couldn't answer that. I thought by now you would have had an answer. Shit, nigga. I still got to fly back and see. We were asked to discuss the stigma that comes along with being a single woman who chooses to be single and chooses not to date. Ooh.
I don't know about that.
What the stigma, like how she's viewed or perceived?
I think so, because recently Tracy Ellis Ross spoke about this. About
no, Tracy was wilding.
She what?
She's wilding.
She's trying to get young.
Yeah. She just trying to get some young dick.
What you mean by that?
That's how she ain't looking for the shit.
Yeah, the man of her age.
Yeah, she want young dick.
That's it.
The man of her age weren't into what she was into.
Yeah, she just want young dick.
Just stick a finger in a booty hole somewhere.
What the fuck?
Yeah, just say you want to rob the cradle, rob whatever.
What's wrong with her wanting?
Nothing's wrong. If
Nothing's
it's
wrong with it at
consensual,
all.
She's trying to say all this extra
it.
shit. Yeah, it's extra shit she's saying.
Yeah.
But
What? How did y'all come to that conclusion?
Come on.
Because it's the same either way.
Come on now.
You don't think niggas feel the same way? Older
Did
niggas?
you see where she was speaking about not having children and not having a family at her age? Did we talk about the same Tracy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tracy.
Because people look at men the
Girlfriends,
same
Tracy?
way.
Yeah,
like
with all that ass.
a lot of men.
She do got a lot of ass, but she dragging a wagon.
Yeah.
Well, they say if they see men without kids at a certain age, they think something's wrong with that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
But they think the same thing about women.
That's what I'm saying.
So he's saying it's a mutual stigma.
But Tracy was talking about getting young dick.
Yeah.
I mean, at this fucking point, go and get it, Tracy.
Yeah.
A lot of what Tracy was saying, my only response to that was, how are you selecting these partners? Were you really venting people, or were you just going based solely off of physical attraction? Because it seemed like, because that's not say that, Tracy grew up very privileged.
Yeah.
We know who her mama is.
Mm-hmm.
We know who her daddy is. She grew up very rich. She was fame and fortune was not hard for her to come by. So her circles are not the same as what our circles would be, or what the average Black woman in inner city life would be. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same. So my thing was like, what environment were you putting yourself in to actually select a potential partner that you couldn't find nobody? Because if you're only going off of people in the entertainment industry, understandable. Because you're not people. I don't think a lot of people in the entertainment industry are there looking for connections with substance, like that dumbass shit Paul Pierce said.
if
I
I
don't know
could
who
make
that
a
is.
guess, it would be she was with people in like more powerful positions.
Than her.
Older men in those positions aren't going to be willing to do different things. They're not going to be willing to play a certain role as a man. She's going to have to play her position in that position, right? So I can understand where she was coming from in that, but it's like, that's like you said, you chose to go into that pool. You know, this is how these men are. That ain't going to change. So yeah, you got to take some onus in that. But
I do also I do also feel like it's when certain women make a certain amount of money, it's hard for them to play a subservient role
yeah,
because they feel like I don't need you, I can get it by myself.
that's what I think happened.
So and I think that's kind of what she struggled from, because she don't need nobody. She's always, and even what was left to her is probably more than what most people who pursued her would make. So she's not. So from my perspective, her relationships had to be built off substance, because it's not like she doesn't need anybody to provide for her.
Mm-hmm.
So it had to be matters of the heart.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, in reference to the non-Tracy Ellis woman, in her question, I don't know. I think the stigma against single women is unhealthy. I think it's okay for you to be a single woman and choose not to have a study partner. You shouldn't be labeled as anything other than just a damn woman who made a conscientious choice. Hell, relationships are hard as hell and stressful, and sometimes you just do not have it in you to be in another one. And I don't think that should be a problem at all, because that shit is stressful. I digress. I'm about to go on a rampage.
But everybody, I think it's all fucked up. I think everybody trying to be young.
Yeah,
don't
well,
want to grow up.
Well,
I'm not.
Well, yeah, but
Not just saying. I'm just saying in
even,
general.
My knees remind me every
From what
morning.
I've
well, even
just
I
looking at.
experience it with not having children, and people who don't know why I don't have children.
Yeah.
Well, you 40? Oh, you getting up there? Your clock ticking. You.
Well, that ain't
It's like
their
people.
business.
It's like,
Yeah.
well, you should tell the fucking people, because baby, they do not give a damn if it's their business or not. But that's just it.
Yeah.
Bottom line, people need to learn how to mind their own goddamn business and let
Yeah.
people do what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be single, you should be able to be single, and I have to answer any damn questions towards it, or not have to deal with anybody making any type of judgment towards you, because it ain't nobody damn business why you want to be single. Same thing with children. There are a lot of people who don't even fucking want kids. I say it all the time. If I knew that I could have children without a hitch, I probably would want the motherfuckers in my house, because I don't like all the goddamn kids in my house. I can't handle more than like one or two. I don't want all them damn kids around and living with me. So I probably, but because I'm one of those people that once you tell me I can't do something, I'm finna go do it. Then now I'm like, but in my younger days, I didn't want children because I didn't want them kids living with me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some people just genuinely don't desire that, and it should be nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with a woman being single if that's her choice. I don't see why people have issue with that. But again, live your life, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Why?
Definitely.
I just think everybody keep trying to explain themselves to
And
everybody.
you don't have to. That's it, Kevin.
And you don't have to. That's just the thing.
That comes with growing up.
Yeah. No. Well, the person who asked the question, she grown as shit.
No, I don't mean that.
Yeah.
This is she's asking for podcast.
Yeah, for
purposes.
podcast
Yeah,
purposes.
yeah.
She's asking.
She didn't go to Starbucks and be like, "Hey."
The next question is, why is being an opportunist the new norm versus grinding and getting it out the mud?
That ain't new.
Yeah, niggas been scamming and jamming for.
Isn't that smarter, not harder?
I mean, yeah, niggas been scamming and jamming for.
But it's like
see,
like Matt was saying with buying bots, you have to deal with that. It's like you do it that way.
Yeah.
Is it?
And
is it really easier?
Yeah, and I tie a lot of things back to social media as well, because I do think that it's a lot of like, oh, niggas should be paying for everything. You should need to have these niggas do this and this and that going on social media, and then you see the woman that I'm not gonna talk about.
But no, she got dudes paying for everything, but she's sucking and fucking for these trips.
She's doing something, yeah. She's not just getting it paid. It's an illusion that people are running with. It is all a fucking illusion.
Yes.
Like literally.
I would say that you grind till the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think people have a disconnect with money too.
What you mean?
Because if you listen to the way we talk about like certain entertainers, And like you'll hear people throw numbers out and you're like, ain't no way that motherfucker's making that much money. But in our heads, it's like, oh, this is where it's at. So people are like, how do I get to $100 million? You're like, everybody ain't got $100 million.
No.
Like, I promise you that. Like,
Yeah.
it ain't that easy. And I don't know, maybe they think that's how it works, but it's like you didn't see what Joe Rogan had to do to get to that contract.
And the same thing was like what they talk about with liquid and what you're worth.
Yeah.
Is different. So it's like you might be worth that much, but it doesn't mean that's what you actually have.
Kanye don't have a billion liquid.
Yeah.
No, he don't know. He ain't got no billion.
Tell you that right now.
He damn sure. He spent most of that money.
Bill
on that
Gates probably
fucked
got
up
a billion
ass-
liquid. But
Kanye
Kanye
spent
don't.
most of the money on that fucked up ass suit he had.
But Kevin, I saw it's funny. I saw another video yesterday, and he was like, "I didn't understand the difference between people who are rich and people who weren't so rich until I bought a house." And then he panned the camera around. He said, "Look at these goddamn trees." And it was like the shrubs. It's like those motherfuckers are $100 a piece at Lowe's, and the dude had like 20. He said, "I'm counting." He said, he said, as a homeowner, you drop out, you're like, I know how much that shit costs. They doing good. And I was like, that's the real shit. I'm like, oh, damn, you got that? Oh, okay. I know how much that costs. Okay.
Yeah, it's different. Like, you got a box cut on that?
Nigga, I live, look. He said some of us live in the neighborhood, some of us live in the neighborhood. It's different.
Yeah.
Some of us just happy to be here. Some of us are thriving in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So
it ain't better to go quick though.
No, definitely not. Definitely.
But
not.
that's all, like you said, society.
I mean, it really depends because if we
Microwave
get another
society.
damn pandemic, I might have to scam with the scammers because ain't none of them niggas in jail.
You are wrong about that.
No, just the ones that did the excessive ones.
okay.
The,
I'm not co-signing this.
The hit a million, hit 2
What was the
million,
next
hit a million,
question?
hit 2 million. Them ones is in there. Them ones is in
We're
there.
gonna see some niggas in 2027 getting locked up.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, it's gonna catch up to your ass.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm just kidding. But the next question is, do we think that the recent spaceship with Katy Perry, what did they really go on the spaceship?
I don't care.
Listen.
I don't care.
Listen.
You lost
They went
me at
to
Katy
space.
Perry and Gail.
They went to space.
I
But it's
think
just
they
the
might have went, and
stratosphere.
the only reason why I think they went is because of Gail's reaction. I told y'all, them white women was going up there, they just happy, they ringing that bell, and then Gail got up there and was like,
I would have went, but it cost too much.
they paid for that?
No, they did it for free. It's advertisement. That
Oh.
shit he's selling. It's an advertisement.
I think there were weird things like when they opened the door and hurried up, closed that motherfucker back and then opened it again. That was weird. But Gail kissing that dirt, Gail don't give me she kissed dirt for no damn reason.
That scares me though. That's how cheap this shit is.
Yeah, they popped that motherfucker pop that little door open like it was a damn Civic. But yeah, I don't. Either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me. Egg prices still cost too goddamn much. That's the fuck I'm worried about. But I think they win.
Yeah. The only thing is innovation. Thanks.
Yeah, they definitely. Gail took her ass up there. Oprah told her to go in her place. I'm sure. They want to know the thoughts on the Carmelo Anthony case.
The what?
Oh yeah, we discussed that earlier.
The Carmelo Anthony case. The
Texas-
young gentleman who stabbed
I'm
the
waiting for
white
details.
gentleman to death. They're too young. There
The
were two
two-
young teenagers.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Oh, the kids.
They're kids.
I don't think justice is going to be served in that. I think they're going to give the gentleman who did the stabbing an astronomical amount of time because it has involved the worst case of white rage that I've seen this month. And
No, it hasn't.
yeah, what was worse?
The father who killed the sheriff.
The father who killed the sheriff. He did get damn. Might I say that I'm mighty proud of that man for walking through with his head held high. He stood the fuck on business. And they were also not going to give his son justice. And he took justice into his own hand. And I am not mad at that gentleman. And
I
if
saw the
y'all-
video. He did what he's supposed to do.
He did what the fuck he had to do. The little boy was running away. There was no threat to that officer. That young man was running away. So he did what he had to do. Good job, Dad. Back to Carmelo. They're not gonna. It's an unfortunate situation because both families lost out. The gentleman who was stabbed, unfortunately, he was trying to do an adult's job. If he felt like Carmelo was in a space he wasn't supposed to be in, go get somebody. It wasn't your job to police him or to tell him what to do. And
Is that the one with the tent?
With the tent, and given the environment that they were in, Carmelo was probably scared. They live in Texas, and
but wasn't he being bullied? And he said it was self-defense.
Yeah.
I don't know enough. I'm not gonna mention.
I know, that's why I'm not talking.
Yeah, he was being bullied, and it was self-defense. I just feel like they're going to end up giving. I mean, they're now passing death threats and shit to the damn judge that allowed him to get a bail that was
that's where they live.
That was affordable for his family. His family seemed to already have had money. They lived in a really nice home and drove really nice cars. These people are going online and lying and saying that they're taking the GoFundMe money and whatever. I just feel like I hate that it was a black boy and a white boy, because if it were just two white children, the conversation would be totally fucking different. Or two black children. I hate that it was a black boy and a white boy, because now we're probably going to witness this young man go to jail for the astronomical amount of time for self-defense. And so that is my take on that.
I don't know enough.
Yeah, that's my take on it. Y'all know I watch I read all the black shit.
I get you, but we weren't there, and it's tough. Because it's like, if that was my kid and my kid was out of line, I still don't think my kid should be dead. So it's tough.
Yeah, no. And that's why I said my heart goes out to both families, because they're both suffering right now. There is no party in this situation that isn't in astronomical pain. So my heart goes out to both families for sure, but I definitely, I don't know.
You got a good lawyer, please stand your ground. You just
definitely hope that it just works out for everybody. I'm gonna ask this question, y'all, but I've never heard this in my life, so I'm gonna ask this question. I don't have an answer. I mean, it's a simple question. I just don't have the answer for it because I ain't never heard it. This person asked, why is there a taboo against black women who date Korean or Asian men? I ain't never heard that. Some of them Asian motherfuckers is finer than a motherfucker. I ain't never heard nobody say black women can't. Now, I do hear nowadays, occasionally I'll hear somebody say something about black women dating outside of their race, but I think it's because it's been made such a big deal. Oh, okay, black men get rich, they go date white women. Not that I feel like that's the case. I don't. But now we're dating outside of our race and we hear things, but I never heard nobody say don't date no Asian, because some of them, especially them Asian Crips.
Why are they? What the fuck?
Yes, Lord. Them Asian Crips, they be cripping, they be throwing up choky. Yes.
So it could just be any Asian Crip.
Yes.
The way you said it.
Shoot 'em up, bang, bang. Y'all
what's homeboy? What's Crip Max, homie?
I don't know.
Y'all know I like them to shoot 'em up, bang, bang. My next nigga gonna have to have at least two tattoos on his face. Bam.
I never heard that. I remember being, what was it?
Yeah, shoot
we
'em up,
grew up
bang, bang.
with Theo, right?
Yeah, and Theo was fine.
Oh,
So
he was
that
on that radio like, hey, y'all, thank you
ain't
for
real.
calling 92.3.
Oh, my.
I have no comment on this question.
And then he popped out on Moesha. He was short, tight-eyed. He was fine as shit, though. Wow, yes. That's my answer. I never heard nobody say that. It's an Asian nigga on my motherfucking timeline right now. Every black woman in America being that nigga's goddamn inbox. I know they do. Cause baby.
Did an Asian write this, or was it?
It's a black lady who asked me this.
Oh, she want an Asian man. Go get him.
Get you one. Get you an Asian man, because baby,
Go get him.
I have never heard nobody tell it. And we make beautiful children when we mix the A. Marie. Ain't she Asian? She Asian, and yes, she is. A. Marie and Janae Aiko. Make beautiful children when we mix with Asian people.
Don't
Get
say
you?
Janae. Don't say that.
Ain't she fine? Yeah.
He going.
Mix them races together, baby. I'm trying to tell you right now.
Hey,
yes,
man.
again, I'm gonna need my next nigga to have at least 2 tattoos on his face, preferably right here. Boom. Next question. Trying to let y'all know. Hey,
That's the second question. That was just for her.
She want a nigga with no job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's already said she's fine paying half the shit. So
That's gonna
What's
be more
wrong
than
with-
half.
That's gonna be all the shit.
Yeah, I
What
was like,
is-
that's more
what
than
is-
half.
What is wrong with me being fine with going 50-50?
No, that's
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
100
yeah.
0.
Yeah.
in that scenario,
I don't
you'll
like
be paying everything.
I don't like y'all.
All you gonna do is drop off dick.
90-10?
And
You're
I'm
gonna
doing,
be Jody.
oh God, please, I hate Jody.
Nigga gonna come by with a number 7?
I
Look, I
hate
bought dinner.
I hate Jody. I don't like Jody at all.
Really? Jody was my
That
favorite.
nigga with tattoos is gonna be Jody.
Go hort, cuz.
I don't like Jody at all. I don't like Jody.
I brought you some Lucy's.
Do you got? I do like Lucy's. I do
That's
like.
it. Cry for
I
your mom.
do, give me a strawberry shake. Did you say cry
That
for
place
your
is
mama?
fire though.
Mama. That shit is good, ain't it?
Lucy's is fire.
Lucy's good as shit. Do you guys know the theme of the most recent Met Gala?
No, I
Some,
don't pay
yeah.
attention to that shit.
Was it ultra black?
It is
I don't know. It wasn't ultra. It was dandyism.
dandyism, yeah.
Dandy. Oh,
Black shit.
yeah.
Why?
Because we were asked. I'm gonna have to ask you this in the way she asked me when we actually spoke, because I had to call her and get clarity. Do we feel like it was okay for the white people to dress up in the dandyism outfits?
That's the theme.
I didn't care personally.
That's the
I don't
theme.
give-
I haven't seen it, so I don't
give
care.
I don't give a damn about these
Why the
people.
fuck we
I
make
heard a
a
lot of
theme?
them dropped the ball.
Yeah, that's
They
just-
didn't
Understand the
black.
assignment?
they didn't get the assignment. No, they did horribly.
But you know what? They could just be like, "Well, I felt it was inappropriate."
Okay, so the lady who asked me the question, she felt like it was inappropriate for them to dress in that way, and I felt like if they would have went and they would have went all out, as long as they, I mean, shit.
Shit.
I don't-
Shit,
I don't care
Yeah.
what they were to the Met Gala. I just realized what the fuck they was even doing in them damn costumes every year. So I
still
I
don't
see the
understand
Met
it.
Gala every year, but I didn't know what it was until I actually had to ask
You
her.
watch it?
I don't watch it.
No, I
Oh.
see like the highlights and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
come to my time. I don't watch it. I didn't know what it was until she told me what it was.
Oh,
What the fuck is that? Like, what are they doing?
Did she have a follow up question to Andre 3000's piano backpack?
What was that? I have a question. Why did he have that on? Was there a
didn't see it.
symbolism?
'Cause
Was
he
there
put
some?
out a flute album too.
He put out a piano album.
He put that one.
Oh,
Well,
he did he?
I heard it wasn't.
It was trash. Yeah, I heard that.
It was trash.
Is
It was from 10 years ago or like whatever. Yeah, he's not a piano player.
So he just out here doing shit to be doing shit at this point.
Yeah.
Which is dope.
I mean, if you have
he
the
had
freedom, that's freedom.
he had that part of life. Was he?
But sometimes we gotta go, hey man, that's too much freedom, nigga. Why you wearing that piano?
Look here, man. If ain't nobody saying nothing to Jaden,
He played them
let Andre do what he
keys.
would do.
The house nigga outfit.
If ain't nobody saying nothing to Jaden Smith,
Jaden with the house nigga outfit.
let Stacks do what he
Hey,
want to do.
listen, I might have been the only guy who went.
I laughed. I said, this nigga is wild.
Oh, that's a house nigga.
I think that the woman who asked me this question, I think ultimately she just be trying to find a way to be supportive, but be
Is she white?
but be respectful in her support, because she
asking the
she
questions?
because she
Oh.
asked me a lot of like racially based questions, and I think that it really is her just trying to be supportive. She is an avid watcher. She done damn near seen everything that we do, and I think she just wants to know how to be supportive of us in a space where she's still being respectful, if that makes sense.
It's all about intention.
Yeah, it's
always
definitely
say,
all about the intention. Definitely.
You know me.
Definitely.
Be
But
true to your heart
yeah.
and let us deal with it.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with with the white people who did select to go in the dandyism outfit.
They didn't do the Ted Danson. Is it Danza? How you say his name?
I don't
He
know.
in blackface.
Tony Danza?
Yeah, Tony Danza.
Yeah,
Ted.
Tony.
Wow.
Who's the
Tony
boss?
Danza. Yeah,
Yeah,
Tony
they didn't come
Danza.
out like that.
Now that would have been a problem.
Yeah.
That would have been a total problem. The next question is, okay.
That's coming.
They want to know what you think about the 1% passing rule. In regards to, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Center, but I've seen it, the movie Sinners. And there was a white woman in there, and she did have like black roots
Mhm.
without giving too much of the movie, and they want to know like how do you consider that 1% of Black rule you still being a Black person and can engage in all Black activity even if you don't physically look Black.
She grew up in the
Yeah.
culture. That woman grew up in it.
You know what? I
watched it. She grew up in that.
I think growing up in the culture has a lot to do with it because I was asked not to ask somebody who we interviewed about why they say nigga in their music and they're not Black, but I wrapped my Black ass around and asked them off of camera, and they shared with me that they felt a closeness to the Black culture because that's where they grew up. Shush.
I'm laughing. Anywho,
that's where they grew up, and that was their circle of friends. And I kind of don't have an issue with. I don't have an issue with that.
Big pun.
What's funny is
that man ain't Black.
Puerto Rican is close
I thought
enough.
he was fucking mixed or something.
Puerto Rican is Black.
Yeah, that's what I consider Puerto Rican people Black.
Them niggas just had one extra. They stopped after Florida.
Yeah.
at the barbershop yesterday.
As fuck, bro.
At the barbershop yesterday, I was sitting down waiting to get braided up, and there was this Mexican dude that came in, and he saw his homeboy, and I don't think he realized I was there. He was just like, "What's up, nigga?" And then he looked at me and got real quiet and sat down and stopped. So I said, He quickly like realized that what was happening. I said, "Yeah," and I didn't hear another nigga come out of his mouth. It was just funny because he got comfortable and then realized.
Yeah,
it just made me think about that.
Oh boy, did you refer to didn't say nigga here?
No, he didn't say nigga here, but because he wasn't rapping.
Oh.
Because he wasn't rapping.
Yeah, he didn't feel that comfortable.
And he probably also wasn't talking amongst his actual peers.
That's what that made me think about was because he was around his like he saw his boy and then when he saw me he was like, oh shit, I can't just.
To answer the question though, the passing one, if you're referring to the movie Sinners, she was passing, she was 25% Black. So I mean it doesn't change her DNA. She is who she is, even though I mean I know a lot of Hispanic people who look white.
I have
a sister that looks white.
So
my cousin has blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
My sister grew up in the culture in the middle of St. Louis, Missouri, and was Black, but could pass for white, and she still was accepted and embraced, and she looked at herself as a Black woman. So
that's because Black people are really to our own fault, accepting people.
I mean, it doesn't help that her name is Sonsonette, her mean great like
the name gave it away.
It's like, God damn it. Like, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember. You got to remember, in all intents purposes, that the Black woman has the Eve gene. So me and this nigga could have a baby that came out white.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said you got to realize that Black woman can push out anything. You really rolling the dice.
Yeah, really
rolling the dice.
Really, you literally could have a baby.
My daughter looked like she was white when she came out. I said,
yeah, yeah. We do change. We do also change as we grow. I was super light when I came out.
But my grandmother was my grandmother was only half Black. So my grandmother was Black, white, and Indian, like legit. Like I have pictures of her father and her mother and her mother. So my grandmother was very, very fair skin, and so my daughter was almost damn near the same skin complexion as my grandmother when she was born. And she in the sun, she's a little darker now, but she's close. Like if you see above the hair, you be like, oh, that nigga.
I don't know, my semen has Asian in it. I don't know.
I am fucking done. No, your two oldest children look like you.
Yeah, they had to. But they were when they were born.
Oh yeah, but over time.
Yeah, they got
it. It was like they're in the battle with Asian something.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the Black genes are starting to come out now, but like before I was like,
because I will say Ava, she looked like she was just Hispanic.
Yeah.
Now she look like just a Black baby.
A Hispanic baby doll.
Yeah. Ava was adorable as a baby.
Big beautiful eyes.
What's up for debate?
So
what?
Because when she came out, she looked rather alien-like.
Oh, you mean like
everybody?
That's what
all
babies
babies
just
look like that in the beginning.
Some of them come out with them full heads of
some,
hair.
you know.
I always say for the first 7 days they just potatoes.
Get the fuck out of here.
They look like
Where are we
they
at
look
on
like
time?
potatoes.
We got on time.
50 minutes.
Because I need to ask this question. And
Go
this,
ahead.
I don't know if this one gonna be the long one, but this is my last question.
Pause. Yeah.
Fucking pause. Ew.
Don't ill.
Ew.
She did say it though.
She didn't say it to you. Talk
Oh,
about
ouch.
why are
rude.
women so-
I mean, she isn't. No, anyway,
Tuna can.
This next question is, why are women so afraid to date bisexual men?
How the fuck do I know? I'm not bisexual.
Yeah.
You said they. How did you ask again?
Like, how would we know?
Why are
We can
women
walk
so
out the
afraid
room
to
and let
date
her
bisexual?
answer.
When y'all have to leave the room.
What do you mean are afraid?
How do
yeah,
I know
because
this
we're not
question?
gonna know the answer.
I think it depends on the woman. The woman that you ask, really, for real, because up until recently, I had some ignorant ass thoughts on it, and I would say like I don't want like to share my.
You doing the bending? Ain't nobody bending me over.
Please
like
excuse his
Tyler Perry
ignorance. I'm
movies?
so sorry that he's this way. This is just him.
Peace
and
be
I'm
still.
So sorry.
Peace is made of steel.
What's your answer?
Honestly, I think there's more than one way to answer this. I think
Well, you do all of them.
Yeah. I mean, we got nothing to say.
I think a lot of women are afraid of what others are going to say about them if they date bisexual men. I think there's also a lot of women that will date bisexual men, and maybe they might not say it out loud, and maybe you yourself haven't found those women, but there are a lot of women. There's a man that I follow, and he's bisexual, and he made a post and asked why women won't date him, and hundreds of women was in under that post like, I'll date you, call me right now, like, what's up, I'm good, I'm in your area, what's good. So he definitely, there's no lack there, but I do think for me personally, I didn't want to date. Okay, I might date a bisexual man now because I had to come to terms with the fact that I am bisexual. So how the fuck I'm gonna tell somebody else they can't be bisexual?
But I think men are more accepting of a bisexual woman because of the perceived fantasy.
Yes, yeah, and that's true, But I just think it's such a double standard because if I go kiss my homegirl, then I just kissed my homegirl, and then I say, okay, no, I'm not gay.
No.
I'm not gay.
I don't like where this
kissed-
is going.
No, fuck
Stop
that.
She's
I'm not
not
gay.
wrong, though.
It's the
Keep going.
truth though. If I kiss my homegirl and I say, okay, I'm not gay, but we just had that experience, that's one thing. But if two men have the same
They're gay.
experience,
They're
you're
gay.
gay
You're kinda
immediately.
gay
Boom,
forever.
you're gay
They're gay.
forever.
Yeah.
And I just think that double standard
So
isn't
let me
fair
ask you
because
this.
it doesn't allow men to have an opportunity to embark on some of their own fantasies, and I don't think that's fair. I think they should be able to.
Let me ask you this. If two dudes run a train together on one girl, are they gay? Because there's still two penises in the room.
No, I don't think so because I think they might just be comfortable with it. They just fucking shit.
Yeah, but on top of that, wouldn't the matter of being gay being them fucking each other? So they're
I don't know.
running trains on women.
I don't
I don't know how the rules go.
I don't think so. I don't think just because I'm with you. It's the what will
They're
have
just
made them
extreme
gay is
Eskimo
that if
brothers.
they having a
The Eiffel Tower.
y'all get up. If they having a threesome and then they engage in a sexual act with each other, then yes, they're gay. But if
Or
or bi,
Yeah.
which I don't care. But if they are not touching each other and they're just touching that woman, then they're just having a sexual experience with her.
Eiffel Tower you have
I
to
think
touch.
it's a double standard. I think the shit is fucked up. And I think up until recently, I had that same ignorant, fucked up thought process. I don't think it's fair. So I don't know. I personally.
Then she be then a pincushion?
I'll tell some little
Because
needles.
I'm saying if they're just kind of like taking
I
like
can't
on
take them
her.
seriously. I cannot take y'all seriously.
You just remind me. So
it's just
I can't-
fucking.
Because it popped in my mind when she said if they're just doing the act on her, it's like would she then be the pincushion?
They're not poking her at the same time.
She's the brace in the tower.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But I feel what you're saying, Des. I feel
Well,
I do feel like that is a big stigma, especially in our culture, of the whole thing of
You love who you love.
Because I've heard men say that they've had
encounters
or experimented in college or whatever, and then they're like, but it doesn't. It's not stripped away. A woman will get the kind of like the grace of saying, well, she was just experimenting. It's good.
Exactly.
With men, it'll be like, oh no, you're gay, bro. Like if you did it, you're gay. Like it.
Well, I mean,
and that's not
only
fair.
if you don't go to Blue Mountain State.
Depends on what you did.
They do a lot
you
of
start sucking dick. You take a dick, dog. You can't.
You can't take
say
that back.
I was experimenting. It was like, hey,
well, I have a homegirl. I have a homegirl, and she ate a bitch out, and she don't want to do that shit again. That's not her. She's not.
She wasn't clean, huh?
No, it's not that. She just isn't into women like that. She experienced it.
But it ain't the same. That's the double standard.
But it should be. Like, it should be. Men
if
should
I
be.
came up to you and said, hey, I sucked my homie's dick back in 3rd grade.
Whoa.
You're going to be like, Cam, what the fuck? Even in 3rd grade, you're going to be like,
if you tell me you sucked dick in 3rd grade, I'm going to be concerned that what adult was showing that to you and made you want to go that route in 3rd grade. If you tell me in high school or in college you sucked a dick, then I'm going to be like, oh, okay.
I took it too far.
All right.
Yeah.
What if... All right, I will put this scenario. What if it's he said it once as opposed to motherfucker said he did it like multiple times. The motherfucker said he did it once and he was like, you know, it's just not. It wasn't for me. As opposed to the nigga was like that. I did it throughout an entire whatever.
You enjoyed it. Yeah, you enjoyed it. At that point,
that's not experimenting.
You enjoyed it, and but see, the thing is, you enjoyed it, and now you're battling with yourself on how you felt about it. You liked it.
That's what I'm saying. Like that one time, oh, it wasn't for me. All right, it wasn't for you. Cool, but then if you
let me say this. Shout out to my cousin, the Shady Alien.
Shout out, baby. That's my baby.
I love him so much.
Me too.
So he was telling me he's a gay man, and he was telling me he was like you know, my family calls it Reese. He's like, Reese, I'm telling you, I tried. He said he was either senior year of high school or right after he had graduated high school. He said I tried. I wanted to try just to make sure, and he said it first of all took me a while to get going. He said, and then when I got in there, it felt like hot chitlins, and I knew it wasn't for me.
I am
talking about vagina, right?
Chitlins, friend.
I've never heard the word compared to that.
Friend, like, when you see this episode, friend, call me because we need to talk this out.
So when he told me and my wife that, me and my wife looked at him, I was like, oh yeah, he for sure.
Yeah, like that's why that came to mind. Like, God damn, like, that's what it felt like for you. Then damn,
because I told him, I said, because I had a totally different experience.
Yeah.
I said, when I said, this is it.
It was
this is it.
Yeah, no,
that was
that's rough.
Mind. Anyway,
hot chitlins is.
I got a friend who he did that. He let a dude suck him off, and then he was like, "It's not gay," and I'm like, "I think it's gay."
It's not gay. He sucked my dick,
but he ain't never done it again.
Yeah, he just.
And I was just like, okay, I guess I could give you that, but like, you ain't never gonna live this down.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean,
I remember that time that nigga sucked your dick.
He just experienced it. He just got an experience. Probably was experience of his fucking life too. I think also in our community, as amazing as some of the transsexual women look nowadays, us
That's
women have us. That doesn't matter. It's not what.
Still gay.
Us women also have a lot of competition there, so it also might be a little bit of jealousy as well as to why women won't date the bisexual men, because I'm damn sure not finna compete with no nigga that used to be a nigga. You look better than me, because there's a lot of them out there. Them motherfucking bitches is Bob.
And this is where everything comes from. Niggas need to mind their own business.
Niggas definitely need to mind their own business, and I also think.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think about this. This is a question I've actually thought about prior to being asked this. I also think with there being so many down low men and with the stigma of AIDS being put so far on the men, like everybody can get AIDS, like with it being put on them, I think that also it puts a fear in women. Because now we're like, are we safe doing this? I think that puts a fear in women as well. Me personally, I think if I were to meet somebody, if I were single and I were to meet somebody and they were bisexual and we connected, as long as there was an understanding that we were monogamous in our relationship, just us, I would probably give that person a chance, because you might miss the love of your life. Because when I think about it, when I dated women, something I liked about them was they were like soft and nurturing and loving, and they remembered they would go out all out on your birthday and Valentine's Day and whatever. Not that niggas don't do that, but women are more susceptible to do it because we know what we like. And if I'm dating a man that maybe is like softer in that area, he might go out on my birthday, but then I still also get the masculinity. So I might give a bisexual nigga a chance. I don't know.
I'm just
That
still
makes-
trying to think.
That
of
makes a lot of sense but I do think that people, because it's the percentage is higher, people automatically jump to that fear.
Exactly.
But the thing is, I think no matter if you're sexually active, period, and you should be getting yourself checked out. You don't just assume that it's
100.
only like
It's one woman. What I gotta check myself for?
No,
You
we're
not
talking
you. We're
about-
talking about people that are
Oh, 'cause,
outside.
like,
that,
I'm gonna say, you
outside-
know
Because
somebody
you're saying
know?
with bisexuality, even with that, it's like, yeah, I get that you're worried about the
yeah.
fear of him.
Yeah.
It's like, but at the end of the day, you should always get yourself checked out and
Regardless.
get them checked out because you don't want to just assume that.
yeah, regardless. So yeah. So that's my answer.
Okay.
I'm just hung up.
You what?
Hung up on this.
What,
hot
the pincushion?
The hot chitlin shit.
Oh,
yeah, that
the
hot
hot
chillin' shit.
Yeah, that hot
Still
chillin'
got
That
me
hot
trip.
chillin' shit did it.
I said, yeah,
That's what he said.
because I mean, if that's how it felt for you, that's I don't want.
Like half of me
A
is like,
person
who
to feel
was
that way.
this? Like, cause
Cause
that's a loose shoot.
that's my first thought. Was like, did she just have trans pussy and you just ain't had no good one?
But
No.
Chitlins?
Yeah, that's what he said, hot chitlins.
chillins.
So it felt like hot chillin'.
He feel like
it's shit.
he feel like he done stuck his dick in the pot. All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that would ruin it for
Yeah,
me
that
too.
would. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not even a nigga, and I feel like that would probably be the last day I did my dick and something like that too. So I get it.
I don't know. I'm a nigga though. I might eat that shit. Be like, a chitlin, let's eat that shit.
That's the most nigga shit you said on here thus far. Anyway,
Hot sauce or no hot sauce?
Well, this has been episode 197 of the Heavyweight Podcast.
If your pussy look like chitlins, I could put.
Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment.
All that shit. All that shit.
Until next time, thank you for watching. Peace.
That's for sure.
Ooh, I'm sweating. That's a wrap, y'all. That's how she wrote. So make sure you click like, subscribe. Tune in. We on all streaming platforms. So until next time, we'll holla at you.